Hey, Jasper and Naomi, nice to see you guys. All right, we are officially live. Oscar, we're waiting on you, and he's chatting in the group chat right now. So, welcome, folks. And for those of you hearing my voice, if you type in your name and where you're from, um, and that will bring you into the chat so we can see you all. Because all of you have not yet introduced yourself. And if you're watching on Facebook, on one of our Facebook channels or on the YouTube channel now, if you look in the description, if you want to ask a question, you can answer there. They don't always come through here, but you can also, there's a link in the description that you can come directly to the chat. So, all right, guys. And no, just give me a second here. I can start this without Oscar. No. Okay. Present, share screen. Okay, Oscar's going to be joining us shortly. I'm just going to tell you who we are and what we are about and what we're going to do tonight. We are Retire in Panama Tours, folks. In a nutshell, this is what we do. We offer 7-day cross-country tours. Oscar, my business partner, is in Panama City right now. The tour starts tomorrow morning. We have a group of 12. All of our tours are smaller. We average 10, 12 people. And we take them across the country, show them every spot an expat might want to retire in or move to. And we introduce them to all the excellent the right immigration lawyers and the right insurance people and find them rentals, and we do all that. We also offer a 3-day tour of Cherokee Highlands, which is Boquete, Volcan, David area. And we also offer private tours. Now, we do Q&As every Thursday. These are free to join, obviously. Doesn't cost you anything. There's no need to register. There's no need to actually sign up or give us your name or anything. But if you want to know what Q&As we got coming up, I just put a link in the chat. So this week we're doing Meet the Expats. Next week we got a general live Q&A which you can get all your questions. The week after we're going to talk about healthcare and health insurance. And then the week after that, raising a family in Panama. Oscar and Megan are going to be doing that one. And on this page that I just sent you the link, if you click add to calendar, you can add it to your phone's calendar or your computer's calendar. And every time we add a new Q&A, it goes in there. So there's no other, again, by adding it to the calendar, we don't get your name. Oh, look, we got someone joining us.
Who's that?
There's Oscar. Woohoo.
How's everybody? Oops, sorry. I'm just turning this on from my phone, so I don't got much of the big screen.
Yeah, you look like you're really close. Maybe I should sit like this. This is really nice, folks. Normally, Oscar and I are sitting side by side, but this is way better because if Oscar says something to me that is rude, I can just do that. See? Okay. I have the control tonight. So if you want to, like I was saying, if you want to get into our Q&As and you want to just add them to the calendar, we're going to be adding 4 more for August very shortly, all different topics that you guys keep asking about and talking about. Perfect. So, Oscar, I've kind of told them about our company. Why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself?
About myself? Well, first of all, thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm originally from Cali, Colombia, and I've been working in the tourism industry for the last almost 20 years. In our company, I am the tour guide. Also, I'm the one responsible for making sure everyone got to learn a lot about Panama, got to experience this beautiful culture and country, and to make sure everyone is safe and sound in one piece to be back to your homes. Very happy and proud of what we do, and to make sure you all wants to come to Panama with us, understand the country, understand what it takes to be here, and to see the beauty, the differences between living in Latin America, and just making sure that you feel comfortable doing the move. It's very important for us that you have all the best information. Yeah.
Right. So my name is Rod Larrabee. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. I moved here 12 and a half years ago, and I thought I could do it myself. I just, bought a one-way ticket, ended up in Panama, and hey, I want to live here the rest of my life. Within 3 months, I got it all screwed up, and I was in some trouble. I had a shady lawyer and a guy that it wasn't what I thought, and I just wasn't getting things done, and I just lucked out. God was looking after me. I met Oscar. And at that time, Oscar was already a relocation expert in this country. That was 12 years ago, folks. And he fixed up everything for me, and that was, everything was great. And within a year, we bought a little tour company together and continued doing private tours throughout the country, helping. And expats were walking in our door almost every day looking for help. And so we decided to expand and move forward, and we started our group tours.
Yeah, it has to be a great decision.
Yeah, no, it was great. So anyhow, folks, what tonight is on this Q&A, we did one last month. For those of you who haven't seen all our Q&As, you can go to our Q&A page on our website, retireingpanamatours.com, or to our YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. You'll get notifications also of when these Q&As are happening. And last month we did a Q&A expats from Bocas del Toro, Boquete, David. And this week we are doing Panama City, Nueva Gorgona, and Playa Rompio. So we are starting in Panama City, where Oscar is right now. And we are bringing on the stage very good friends of ours, Jasper and Naomi. Look who's here, Oscar.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Oscar.
Hi, Oscar. Long time.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen you in, I don't know, 7 days.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I got a double tree. I got to see you tonight and tomorrow.
I know, lucky you. I envy you.
Oh, you guys are coming for dinner. Wonderful. Super.
Yeah.
I was there. So, Jasper, Naomi, how long have you guys been living in Panama City?
Almost a year now. We arrived here 14th of August last year. So just coming up to a year.
And where are you guys from?
We were living in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Before that, obviously I'm a Brit, but I've been living in America for like 18 years. Naomi is from the States. And we were living in Albuquerque, New Mexico when we left to come here.
Right on. And what made you think of moving to Panama?
Well, we actually did a lot of research for about 2 or 3 years before we actually made the move, and we were looking at a number of different places. Panama was one of them. Panama consistently sort of ends up in the top 3 retirement destinations consistently in all the lists, and and that's how we found you guys. So I think there's a number of different factors that come into it in terms of the ease of being able to make the move, get the retirement visas, that kind of thing. And the fact that it still, the dollar is used here. There's all kinds of factors that made this place the most attractive in terms of living somewhere else other than the States.
The tax liability, we have literally no tax liability here. The healthcare,
healthcare is really good.
Is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then when we came down and did the tour, it was just kind of the vibe of the whole country. I mean, the people are just lovely.
Yeah.
And I mean, every place you go is beautiful and has its own unique ambiance to recommend it. So,
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, we wanted to see all the different options. In the end, we chose Panama City because we're very social. We like to do lots of things, and of course, there's lots of stuff happening in Panama City. So in the end, we decided this was the best place for us. But yeah, just depends on whatever you're looking for. There's something in Panama for you.
Yeah, that's what I always mention to everybody.
yeah.
And you guys are still kind of working too, though.
Well, I am a bit. Naomi's retired. That was the key factor of us moving here, was Naomi was retiring. That was really
the impetus for us to
That was the
seriously start looking.
Yeah. Because again, it was becoming so expensive in the States. Yeah, this is the view from our balcony. And we got an Airbnb when we first arrived, so we had like a month to find an apartment and all that stuff. And we actually used a realtor that was recommended by you guys.
Our attorney was recommended by you guys. She was wonderful.
Yeah, we started working with them a good 6 months before we actually made the move. And this place we found was the second apartment we actually looked at. And we as soon as we saw it, both of us have always wanted to live next to the ocean and never have. So having that sea view was really important to us. And so we're in one of those high-rise, tower blocks on the 26th floor. So we had this excellent view overlooking Panama Viejo, which is the old city. And in the distance on the left there, you can see Costa del Este, which is one of the main neighborhoods that people like to live in.
Yeah, that was our east-facing view. This is our west-facing view. So you can see the city skyline in the back, and toward the front, all that green is a large metropolitan park called Parque Omar, and that's within walking distance of our apartment. It's about a 5-minute walk away. And it's hard to see, but the structures closest to us in this picture, there's a lot of ambassador residences in our area. So there's sort of a hexagonal, you see all the white buildings, and just behind them, there's sort of a beige building with a reddish roof. That's the Chinese ambassador's house. So anyway, so that's our view facing east.
That's one of the prime locations in the city, by the way. The Parque Omar is one of the most appealing areas. And me personally, if I ever move to the city, that will be the area I will move, just because I need that green and for the kids.
Yeah. Oh, and it's just wonderful. I go there almost every day, and I walk the
it's amazing.
perimeter. And there's always something happening in that park. They have yoga classes, they have Zumba classes, they have all kinds of fitness. They actually have a weight fitness center that people can go and lift weights in the park.
Also, they have swimming pools for swimming.
Pool there. It's interesting because Parque Omar used to be a golf course. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that.
Because I said to somebody, I think it was an Uber driver, I said, so many of the buildings around here have golf in their name, as does ours, Bahia del Golf. And I said, I haven't seen one golf course. And he said that Parque Omar used to be like the golf course in the city, but I don't know how long ago they decided to put it to public use instead of just being a golf course. And it's just beautiful.
It's a great park,
Yeah.
It is.
And we're right next to an area called San Francisco, which is a favorite for expats, full of different restaurants, all these little small boutique restaurants there, again, within easy walking distance. And there's a lot of expats there. So, we're in the perfect place, really, I think.
Yes, you are. Rod, your mic is...
Rod. Are you muted?
Yes, you're muted.
I'm sorry, I had a dog barking outside. I had to
I know. We've got an eye on our cats. Don't we know?
what can an expat, like they saw your apartment, it's beautiful. So what's the range between a 1 bedroom and a 2 bedroom in that area, town or rental?
Are you asking what the price range is? I didn't hear
Yeah,
it.
right.
Yeah.
Rent between one
So-
bedroom and a 2 bedroom in that area.
Yeah, it's hard to say because a lot of these apartments are owned by individuals. So a lot of the buildings here have PH in the name that
Yeah.
you guys will probably notice as you drive around. And in my mind, it stands for private home. That's probably
Yeah.
not what it stands for, but it means,
More
you
or
know,
less, yeah.
each individual apartment is privately owned. So I can tell you for ours is 2,000 square feet. It's 3 bedrooms. It has 5 bathrooms. I don't know why. And then you saw the views, and it's $1,700 a month. And
Yeah.
that includes gas and water. And then we pay electricity and cable internet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can't
And it's all,
remember. Oh, go
it's
ahead.
all furnished?
No.
It was unfurnished.
Yeah, we deliberately
Okay.
went for unfurnished because we had 2 cats, and cats tend to destroy furniture.
Well, we thought we
Yeah.
could get a better deal if we went unfurnished versus furnished. Yeah. So so do you remember what, like the other apartment that we looked at? Because I know we looked online, you know, we were sending our poor realtor, we were sending her apartments like for 6 months before we moved down here. We'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, we really love this one, or we don't really want this one. However, we like this piece of it. So
Yeah,
look for that. So, I mean, the price range in this area, I would say between 1,000 and you could go up as high as you want to
Yeah.
go. I mean, you know, they have
Yeah.
luxury penthouses here,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
sky's the limit in terms of the max, but
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're looking for like a 2-bedroom apartment sort of in this sort of area, you're probably looking at somewhere around 1,400 a month, 1,500
Yeah.
maybe.
But then again,
It
if you're
depends.
looking somewhere where, like, if the views aren't important to you, because the views were very important to us,
Sure.
and we knew that we were going to pay for them.
Yeah.
But if you go to like El Cangrejo or San Francisco, and you know, an ocean view isn't quite it's going to be substantially less. I mean, like I said, I remember looking online, and I was seeing 2 and 3 bedrooms for around 1,000.
Yeah.
But because they didn't have the view, I wasn't interested in those.
Or the 5 bathrooms.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Well, we make an effort to put them to use, but you know,
Yeah,
we're only
there we
human.
Yeah. So, hey, folks on the call here, please type in your questions about Panama City. Jasper and Naomi, I have someone special that wants to say hello to you.
Oh, is it our Debbie?
Oh, Debbie, yes.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
Debbie. Oh, I guess
Oh,
you're
we'll be
you're
there
muted.
soon. Okay. Excellent, excellent.
Oh, when
And
you
she's
say-
gonna return your hat. Debbie was on tour with them apparently 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, Debbie, if you're interested in our contact information,
Yeah.
if we can be any help, or you're going to be
Yeah,
in the
just-
city, just Oscar can give it to you,
Yeah.
or any of these guys can give it to you.
You're probably on the same group chat that we were on like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Still, and the group
Yeah,
chat is still there.
No, because we didn't have our Panamanian numbers.
Oh,
that's
on the
true. Yeah,
group
we had a
chat.
different
Those are
number,
going to
yeah.
be dead numbers.
That's
So,
true. Yeah.
Okay,
Debbie,
we got a few questions. No, sorry,
Yeah.
Naomi. Carry on.
no. I just say, Debbie, I hope you're doing well, and I hope we get to catch up
I
with you.
see Heather's question, do we have a vehicle? No, we don't. We very deliberately, and that's one of the joys of living in the city, is that you don't need a vehicle. I mean, we use Uber for everything. It's super cheap. Most of the time you're paying maybe $3 or $4 for a trip.
Oh,
It's-
the metro.
The metro is super cheap. If you get, I mean, that's literally 50 cents, 35 cents or something like that on the metro. So we really don't need a car to live here. And we deliberately decided we didn't want the expense, and the hassle really. I mean, Panama City is, I mean, you've got to have your wits about you to drive around Panama City, as you'll probably, as anybody who does the tour will no doubt soon see. And we just didn't want the hassle. It's so cheap. We can get probably I don't know, 20 years worth of Ubers for the costs it would cost to actually buy a car and have all the tax and everything else. And the
Well,
maintenance.
and the other thing about Panama is you can get buses, and I don't know about outside the city, and Oscar can probably speak to that, but you can get buses to go to various locales around the country out of the city, and it's very cheap. I mean, we're planning a trip that's a 2.5 hour drive, and I think it'll cost us less than $5 each on the bus, because we're retirees. We'll get a discount on the $5 tickets, however much that comes out to be. But so a vehicle is not necessary.
I see Sandra's asking, Panama City being a larger city, do you still find a sense of community? The thing is, you find your community within the city. There's a ton of different WhatsApp groups here. So whatever you're interested in, there'll be a WhatsApp group that you will find and join. Like, for instance, before I came here, I signed up with a social network group called Internations, which is for expats all over the world. And so I started talking to people over Internations, and I'm still part of that. In fact, I'm an organizer. I organize an event for them once a month. So there are things like that. And then, once you're here, you find people, there's a WhatsApp group. And so we've joined, there's a WhatsApp group called the Nomads, for instance, which are, for a lot of the laptop entrepreneurs who are here for a while. And, that's a very active group. And if you want to know what's going on, somebody in that group will know about it, So you very soon find your own community. That's the way to do it, really.
Perfect.
We have a question about how do you deal with mold and humidity in Panama?
We haven't had a lot of issues with mold here in the city, at least not where we are, for whatever reason.
I lived there for 2 years. I never have a problem. I keep hearing people talking about it.
Yeah.
I will make a comment about that. And if you will talk about Panama, like as a country, the mold and humidity is present all over. How you control it is making sure there's ventilation, and there is, if it is AC, and also the humidifier. That's how you control it. Especially for me that live in Boquete, it can get moldy if you don't leave air running around, and if there is some presence of moisture, excess of moisture. But that's easy to deal. Every single country in the tropics, they have this type of weather. It is susceptible, but nothing to be concerned as long as you do the minimum things, which is just make sure it's air flowing, or if you have a dehumidifier and AC is your best friends.
Yeah, we've never had an issue with mold, and the humidity, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I've spent time in Mississippi, and I think that was worse than Panama. And my solution is to start buying wigs. That's what I've got 3 on order now.
Hair problem for you.
Yeah, that's right. But I mean, so at the moment, we're coming into the rainy season, and one of the beauties of the rainy season is you can have your windows open and get a lovely breeze right through the apartment. But yeah, I mean, sometimes the humidity is higher than others in the, during the sort of summer season, which is in America's winter, it can get really hot and humid. And, you have to time when you do
your
things.
activities.
So like when we do our walk around the park or something, then you do that really early in the morning. After like 10 o'clock, it's just, it's brutal. So
well, it's like before we moved to New Mexico, we were living in Arizona. So it was the same situation, right? You had to get all your errands run in the summer by 9 a.m. or else forget it. And it's less extreme here, than someplace like Arizona.
I mean, I've never been a fan of humidity, and I actually don't find
it worse
that
in Florida.
bad. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was worse when we visited Florida. So
So you've been there now a year, you worked there, very important to many people moving here that want to do that. How is the power and internet there?
So the power, you'll hear this stories about how you get outages all the time. I mean, I think
That's not true, though.
but it's not. No, it's not true. I mean, we do find what we find here in this particular apartment is we get these little blips where it'll go off for like 2 or 3 seconds and then come back on again. And all that does, of course, is turn the router off, and then the router has to reset until the internet comes back on. But that's it. We haven't really had. The only time we had an outage was when we were in the Airbnb, when we first arrived, and there was some problem. One thing you'll see in certain areas is this like spaghetti power cables on these poles, and it's just this happened to us right outside our Airbnb apartment, and the power was off for what?
Several hours.
Several hours, yeah. But that's the only time, in the apartment here, it'll turn off for maybe a few seconds. That's what happens on a, I wouldn't say regular basis, but
maybe a couple of times a month. Or something.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
And that's one reason why we gravitated toward the city, because we knew he was going to keep working, and of course he's computer dependent, and the infrastructure is really good in the city, and I think it's probably good in Boquete. I don't know about the other areas, but so that was one reason why we gravitated toward the city as well.
The internet is fine though.
It's great.
No problems, and there's plenty of choice as well. There's 2 or 3 different internet providers here. You've got choice, and it's certainly cheaper than the States. It was cheaper than our Xfinity was for sure.
All right.
That's
well,
awesome.
Oscar, do you got any other questions you can think of before we move on to our next guest?
No, it's one thing that some people question about when they're about to come to Panama to just arrive here. How safe do you feel in the city, and especially the area where you are?
Perfectly. In fact, it's a really funny story. I'll make it really quick because I know you've got pressed for time. But where we have the Airbnb, we were in an area called Parque Lefebvre, which is sort of north of where we are. But it was within walking distance of this apartment. So when we found it, we were walking back and forth all the time. And apparently, Parque Lefebvre is a fairly rough area, but we never felt in any danger at any time at all. And it's funny because we had an Uber driver. We were telling this story, and he was, "Oh my God, you were walking down there," So yeah. But we never felt unsafe at all.
Again, and it's like came up the last time we saw Oscar. Is you're in a big city, and you just have to use common sense. It's like any other big city, any place on the planet. So I think. Someone asked me if I felt safe walking alone at night, and I'm like, I never walk alone at night anywhere. I mean, it would never even occur to me to walk alone at night anywhere. But no, we feel very safe, and that there's a good police presence in the city. These apartments in this area, one of the bennies that they give you, there's like a security guard posted in front, and then you have a key fob that you have to key your way into the elevators and key your way up to the, so they build a lot of security into the housing here. So
and I have a good news for you guys, because this is a new government. You guys might have some of the best mayors possible in the country.
Oh,
right.
Yes.
Good to know.
Yes. Yeah, this
does
guy
the president bring those along, the mayors?
With this one, he is. I mean, I'm very faithful and hopeful for this new government, and but the mayor of Panama City and the other mayors, they work with the side from San Miguelito. They're already doing a lot of good stuff for the city, and they're gonna improve a lot of security, infrastructure, and also facilitation for things like the taxes and how to make things easier for every single citizen.
A lot of the platform that the president endorsed, and I mean, it's all good stuff. So it'll be exciting to see what happens here. Yeah,
I'm very excited too.
All right. Well, we want to thank you, and Jasper and Naomi. I wish I was there for dinner tomorrow night.
Well, and thank you guys, because honestly, you guys made the whole transition so easy,
Yeah.
and we can't recommend you highly enough to anybody who asks.
And if anyone has pets, these are the guys that are going to help you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we brought the kitties
We
in.
appreciate
All
so
right,
much.
guys. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
guys.
See you
Have
tomorrow
a good
night.
evening.
See you tomorrow,
Uh-huh.
Oscar. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Next, we are bringing up our good friends from New Ever.
Oh my God. What a beautiful surprise.
Oh.
People say, where is New Ever Gorgona? There we go. And there's Coronado.
It's just down the road.
Yeah, just down the road. If you look at the big picture, there's Panama City. And this is where all the beaches are. All the way from Chamay, Coronado, San Carlos, Real Hato.
Palmar.
Yeah. So that's where they live. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great tonight. How are you guys?
Great.
Unbelievable.
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 Bless, Oscar.
Was that Dad?
I said I would expect nothing less from Oscar to be unbelievable.
That's how we
So
live
how
our life,
long have
brother.
you guys been in this lovely country?
We have been here a little over 2 years, and we love it.
Wonderful. You're not ready to move back yet?
No, this is home. We're home.
Yeah. Where'd you guys move from?
Most recently, we lived in Louisville, Kentucky, but Dan and I were in hospitality, so we moved around a good bit all around the United States. But when we came to Gorgona, this became home.
Yeah. And how did you find Gorgona? Did you watch a YouTube video and move there or something like that?
We took this amazing trip with this guy named Oscar. He was like this crazy guy, and we had this great trip with 10 other fabulous people, and we toured the country, and we actually found that Gorgona was the best place for us to be. When we got here, it was kind of one of those, yeah, this is home.
So happy you guys found that place for you, and so happy that you got the most gorgeous place to live.
We do. We're very lucky. So we live in a condo building called Ocean Waves. It's right on the beach. We have a 3-bedroom, 3-bath condo with 2 porches. We have a side porch that looks out onto the mountains, and then we have another porch that looks off onto the beach. And we did, now I'm going to tell all of our friends, we did everything that Oscar and Rod and Megan tell you not to do. We bought a condo before renting and looking at other places, but it was because if you see those views, that was what we wanted. So we did all the things that Oscar and Rod told us not to do, but it turned out okay.
And I
Well, the
just
most
add to that,
important.
when you
Sorry.
know, you know. When we walked in and we saw this place and we said, this is it. This is the place for us. So when you know it, you know it.
And
That's also, sorry, I was to interrupt you, but that always say, like, when you got the feeling and then you got the God telling you and you still own it, you're still happy, that was the good choice.
And we are happy. We really like it here. We love the management company that handles our building. We love the staff here. Someone had asked earlier about feeling safe. I feel safer here in Panama than I did in the United States. And I lived in a lot of different cities in the United States. I walk 5 miles on the beach every day alone, and I have never felt a moment's worry.
Sorry, there's a little blip there. You walk 5 miles on the beach every day.
And I feel completely safe. I never have a problem.
Great. Now, my question is, how do you have time to walk 5 miles on the beach when you're a famous author?
So I am an author, and I've got my 5th book.
Currently, like you're in the middle of finishing a book right now, right?
I actually just finished the book. It launches October 3rd. The great thing is Dan plays pickleball, 3 days a week, and sometimes 4 if I can get him out the door for another day to play pickleball. So that's what I look forward to, is Dan going to play pickleball.
So one chapter every pickleball match.
Yep. I try to get, and that still works. So it's still an 8 to 9, 10-hour day, but I love it.
Yeah. Guys, Michelle writes under MJ Mack. You'll find her on all the major bookstore carriers.
So
Check out her
Tracy just asked, is there a large expat community in Gorgona? Tracy, we have a tremendous expat community because it's between Gorgona and Coronado and San Jose. It's a whole big community. We get together. If you play pickleball, you will meet tons and tons of people. Pickleball seems to be one of the ruling things here in our little area. There must be, what, 4 or 5 different pickleball groups?
Yep.
And everything from beginners to way up there, people that really know what they're doing. I don't play pickleball because it's sweaty, not my thing. But there are tons of expat groups. And again, it's like what the couple before us said, you will find your group when you get here through the chat groups and through the different community involvement. So I encourage you to start looking now when you are thinking about moving here, to find your group.
What have you seen? Sorry.
Do the tour with us first so you can find the group.
Yes, that's right. Come with us first, then you can find your group. Now, for people looking to, I know you guys bought, so let's stick with that. I'm not asking you what you paid for that. That's no one's business. But if you must know a ton of people there buying stuff. Like to get in a high-rise condo throughout Gorgona, Coronado, what is the price range from like a 1-bedroom to a beautiful 3-bedroom? Like, what are the numbers out there?
I would say for a 2-2, around 250.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say the place that we're in right now, if you put this on any coast in the Florida coast, it'd be 5 times what we paid for it.
In the United States.
Florida coast.
Okay, on the Florida coast, eh?
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about weather right on the beach, guys.
Oh, love it.
Heat, humidity.
So so I have Panama here.
Me too.
Yeah, you're getting like me there.
That's right.
So it is warm here, but I want you to think warm like in the high 80s.
Yeah, probably 90 on a regular basis for a high.
But you have
and 90% humidity. But
you're on the beach, so you always have a breeze.
Yep.
We do not run our HVAC except at night. So that's, something, because we have that constant breeze, we don't have to run AC. In fact, there are days where I have to close the windows because the breeze is too much and I'm cold and I have to put on a long sleeve shirt.
Okay, and how about the rains?
So we're in rainy season right now. Yay!
Yeah. You like the rain? Me too.
This year we're actually having more rain than we did last year. Last year's rainy season was not very rainy. So we're having showers, I would say, what?
Once every 3 days?
Yeah, once every 3 days and maybe 20, 30 minutes. It's not a Seattle rain where it's raining all day long. You have that maybe once or twice, but think of little showers here and there.
Right on. What other questions do we have for beach people, folks? We got a few here. We're scheduled. Hey, Tracy. Yes, you guys are on the February tour. Welcome. Temperature, you'll love it.
And I bet you can find very easy and affordable seafood down there.
Oh, maybe.
Like, how much do you pay for a pound or giant jumbo prawns?
$4 a pound.
Yes. Da-da. And they're what? Frozen, caught about a month ago?
No, they're
Yeah,
still
no.
flipping around.
Yeah.
They're
Oh, they're
flipping.
still looking. Okay.
We can get corvina, we can get shrimp locally right here. The guy comes by in his truck. Sometimes the fishermen are walking by. They've just come back from fishing all day. They've got their fresh catch, and they'll open up their bag and ask if we want something. And sometimes yes, sometimes no. But very, very, very economical to eat fish and seafood here.
Right on. Cool.
That's beautiful.
Everyone wants to know, like, why, like, you were going to retire. Why not just go to Florida?
You want to take that one, Dan?
What was your criteria for moving? Like, why did you come here in the first place?
The U.S. is crazy right now. There's no doubt about it. And also the value that we have here, we couldn't find this. We could not afford to live where we do anywhere in Florida. The condo, every other expense would be 3 to 5 times as much as it is here. So we're living comfortably. It's only a 4-hour plane trip to Miami, and no, 4 hours to Atlanta, 3.5 to Miami. So we can get back home when we need to, but living a good life right here, right now on the beach.
Right on. Super, super.
I'm witness of that.
Yeah.
That's right. I get to see Oscar about once a month as he comes rolling through on the tours, and always a pleasure to see him and open up our house when we can.
We are so kindly grateful every time you guys can do that, and we'll always enjoy your company when you can join us with us. I kindly appreciate it.
So can I give a little PSA to everybody, Rod, real quick?
Yeah.
So anybody that has a fur friend, talk to Rod and Oscar. Let Rod and Oscar handle your fur friends. Because when you're a nervous Nelly like I am, and you're freaked out about moving to Panama because you're leaving everything that was comfortable and you've packed up all your furniture and your paperwork, Rod holds your hand and he says, okay, today I want you to do this. And then when you freak out, Rod goes, don't worry, this is okay, I got this. So if you have fur babies, I highly, highly, highly recommend letting Rod handle the fur babies. Also, all of the people that you're going to meet on the tours, the lawyers, the bankers, everybody that you're going to meet through Rod and Oscar and Megan, I cannot speak highly enough of these individuals. They are the very best. They are super professional. And again, they hold your hand the whole way.
Right on. We appreciate
Thank you so
that.
much for those words.
No,
Thank you so much.
sorry.
No, Jeff, thank you so much.
One more question. I think it's very important. How do you handle the loved ones back at home?
Oh,
How do we handle what? I'm sorry.
loved ones, the children.
Family back at home. You miss your family.
WhatsApp with everybody. Everybody WhatsApps in our family. Our kids are used to it.
When we were living in the States, our kids are spread out in 3 different cities that
That's
were
right.
a plane trip. Anyways, it's not like we saw them every weekend. So it's not much different. In fact, it's not different at all. It's
we talk to them just as much as we did in the U.S.
Yep, and a plane trip and you're home pretty quick when you need.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us.
We'll see you guys later.
Yeah, thank you so much for your precious time. Loving to see you guys, and looking forward to see you very soon. And
Okay.
Oh, and Oscar, there he is. Okay, you kind of dropped there for a second, Oscar. All right, Dan
All
and
right.
Michelle.
Bye
I
bye.
gotta come visit you one of these days, but
You really should, Rod. I got a bedroom for you.
Plus, we're getting to Boquete one of these days.
yes. All
One
right,
of these
guys.
days.
All right. Bye
Talk
bye.
later. Bye-bye. Okay, our next guest, folks. Oops, I almost removed Oscar. because everything moved. There's our wonderful friends, Miguel and Connie. How are you guys?
Hey guys.
They, they live in what's called the Esquero Peninsula, this big piece of land that sticks out at the bottom. And this is where we were in Gorgona, and now we've moved down to Esquero. They live in this little neighborhood. Well, now see, now I lost you. Playa Rampio, where are you? What are you guys doing? I hear birds. Okay, do you know what's going on there, Oscar?
I think it's the sound is a little bit forward. Something with the internet. I don't know.
Yeah, there's something funny going on, guys. We can't understand you. You're talking really fast. Okay, like your speed. You sound like chipmunks. That's not the Miguel and Connie we know.
No, so it must be the connection.
Yeah, you might
Gotta
have
be the
to
connection.
disconnect and come back on as we introduce you because your voices are not coming through. So do you want to try that? Yeah, not working, Connie. Sorry. Hey, Miguel, Connie, can you understand me when I'm talking? Okay, we cannot understand anything you're saying. It's really, really fast. Okay. Miguel and Connie, Oscar, how long have we known them? Introduce them.
I have known Mikel and Candy since over like 10 years. Yeah,
Oh,
about that. Yeah, about that because we met in Boquete and Mikel used to be provide me the maps of Panama and pamphlets of the wildlife when we had the tour operator back then. And very unique people. Mikel is just a great man, great human being, both of them, excellent character. And we just have this beautiful relationship and friendship. And they had been in Panama and Boquete first, and then they moved to Pedasi after, and now they live in Playa Rompio. So they have amazing knowledge about that whole area. And also they have extremely good knowledge about how to dealing with the public service. And they've just been living in the very communities. Right now, they just live in a nice gated community that is owned by rich Canadian. Very comfortable, very affordable, and they're living the dream. Yeah, and they're just amazing people.
Yeah. It's just
outside Playa Rompio,
city of Detroit. And we're just waiting for them to come back on, folks. Detroit is largest city in the Esquero Peninsula. It's basically the hub. It has the big shopping centers. It has the big hospital. It has all that stuff. And I'm just waiting for them to come on. And they live in this gated community called Playa El Rampio. Detroit is probably that area is one of the cheapest to live in Panama. Hey, Oscar?
It is. It is one of the most affordable. I would like to say that.
Yes.
But yeah, it is the main center of commerce of the whole peninsula of Azuero Peninsula. It is the capital of the province of Herrera. Even people that live in Pedasi and south of Pedasi, they go to Chitre to do shopping.
Okay, guys. Okay. Hold on. I think she's saying hold on.
No. They sound like they're being inhaling helium.
Yeah. So have you guys been inhaling? Miguel's laughing. They're laughing. Never have this happen.
What the internet does to our voices sometimes, huh?
Yeah. We can show their place now. That's the complex that they're in. That's their beach, all to themselves, all the time. They always talk about that. They are like a, oops. They went back to the other ones. There we go. They're like a 2-minute walk out their front door to their beach. Well, I don't think it's going to work, Oscar. Something's definitely
Yeah, something with the network is not working, unfortunately.
unfortunately. Maybe we'll take them off and talk a little bit about Tennessee or South, or sorry, Tennessee to Trey area. I'm just gonna take them off the stage so we don't hear that. Okay,
Sorry,
guys,
folks, it's just
let us know. Let's talk about this area, Oscar. The Esfuerzo.
well, Playa Rompio is very fairly drive. It's kind of in the middle between Chitre, Las Tablas, Pedesi. It is one of the most affordable areas, and there is a lot of culture. That area is when you want to live immersed into the being between locals, and it is just very peaceful, safe. Temperature is very similar. It's part of the dry arc, but facilities they have found is just good enough for like meaning like they have short drive to Chitre, short drive to Las Tablas, La Villa, Los Santos. It is a place that doesn't have the most pristine beach, but for having a place in a condominium residential, I can only assume their cost of living. They live in a gated community. They pay less than $1,500 with a big giant swimming pool, 2-story home, very close distance to the beach, and it's just a very peaceful lifestyle. Very peaceful. It's a different vibe than other areas in the country. Depends where you are in Panama. You will find as busy, as more social. This area is more tranquilo. Let's put it that way. And that's pretty much how it is. Yeah. Chitre, most people that live in that peninsula go to Chitre for the shopping, maybe do the car service, maybe do run for the bigger grocery store or clothing store. And also they can from Chitre take a flight to Panama City if you need to. Also from Pedasi now there is weekly flights with 2 airlines, Air Panama and Flytrip.
All right. Well, it was good seeing you guys. You're gonna have to figure that out. We're gonna talk about your area next time. We'll have you on.
Yeah. It's okay,
really
guys.
Good friends of ours, folks, and those of you that are on the tour often meet them. They're on the list. They'll come for dinner, tell their stories. You'll get to meet them in person if you're on one of our tours, more than likely. And
I'm looking forward to see them on Saturday.
For their friendship. Okay. You want to start answering some final questions, Oscar?
Sure.
Okay, let's just go from the bottom up. The 3 areas. Where's the best area? Panama City, Chitre, or Coronado Gorgona for golf?
Well, in that area, the most common is Coronado or Panama West. Has more diversity, and you can have from different budgets. Let's put it that way. Coronado Golf is a pristine golf. It is beautiful. It is one of the most common areas because Coronado, for people that don't never been in Coronado, Coronado is a large gated community. It's not a town. Most people assume that Coronado is a town. It is not. It's just a gated community. Belongs to the district of Chame, and basically that is part of Las Lajas district. So in Coronado Golf, you have a large amenities, you have the resort, you have residences. It's a whole gated community. There is a gated community inside the gated community Coronado, which is Coronado Golf. Besides that, you have there is a JW Marriott, which will be the most pristine golf course. That is the elite of the golf course in the area. The gated community is amazing, has their own hospital, has a 24/7 ambulance, has a school for young families. Yeah, we're talking about a very more fancy spot. And we have also Vistamar. Vistamar, there is another area, have a golf course, beautiful, has a marina, beautiful homes. There has a nice restaurant by the bay. What else? You have Bihao. So there is different selections of golf course. The whole Panama West province has a lot to offer, and you can go all the budgets. You go from renting a house or an apartment from $700, or you can go as high like 3,500, 4,500 a month. Like all the budgets pretty much available. And the golf course, of course, you're gonna pay more. I would say the the less expensive area probably with golf would be Coronado Golf. It depends where you are.
Cool.
Or Bihar.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Whip, we got about only 5 minutes left in this Q&A, so I want to get through the last of these. I read on the internet you should not flush toilet paper. Most places in Panama are on septic. That's why. But people still do it. You just have to pump it out. If you don't flush any toilet paper ever, your septic can go for 10 years without ever having it empty. So that's why they tell you not to, because it's very expensive.
No, but it's also the pipe system is not the same one as in North America. It's smaller, so they want to prevent like any cloggage that can be bad.
Okay. Now, renting an unfurnished apartment versus furnished. Like, do you want to import your goods or do you want to buy new? That's basically depends on you. You want to ship all your stuff.
Yeah, but if you to make that decision, you have to also like make sure you have understand the area, and you want to have that big commitment if you want to import stuff, because the easiest way is just rent furniture. Rent it out with the furniture, make it easy, move around, and then once you know your forever place, then you can look for that.
Okay, I got a message from Mikhail and Connie that it's working. Are you there, guys?
Yeah, we're here.
We can't see you, but we can hear you. You don't sound like chipmunks anymore.
Yeah.
We had to change computers.
Oh, okay. Well, your video's not working, but we can hear you. Everyone knows what you look like.
Oh,
now.
great. Wonderful.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe if I make it now. There. It's working for us anyway.
Yeah. But you can hear us. You
Yeah.
don't need to see us.
So tell us about El Rompio and living in Chatre. What's that like?
We'll try to keep it short.
Well, yeah. We'll give you a little quick background. We've been in Panama now for 11 years. We originally started by living in Panama for 7. We've been in Rompio for 3. We love Rompio because we're at the beach, and we could afford it at the beach. We rent, we will never buy. We want the option to move. And so if we rent, we can do that. We're in an area where we have 2 cities. We can go to Chitre or Las Tablas for all kinds of shopping. And as for safety, we feel much safer here than we ever did in the US. I'll give you an example. When we lived in Panama, we used to go to Smiley's for the evening music. I'm not as big a buff of dancing. Connie is. I would leave at 9 o'clock, drive home. Connie would continue to dance, and she'd walk home at 12 or 1 in the morning. Never had a concern. Okay. And the same thing now here. There's just, it is absolutely safe. Connie. Plus, we can.
Connie, the partier.
Yeah. We
Not
can
anymore. That was some years ago.
Yeah. Not as much. We now travel more, so she gets to do more things. That's one of the other nice things about living in Panama. It's a great jumping off point, especially with the Pensionado visa. We get a 20% discount on airfares, 25% discount on airfares. We went to Europe last year. We saved $1,000 on our airfare. We're going to Singapore because we're going from Singapore to LA on a 32-day cruise. Via Turkish Airlines, and we're saving almost $1,000 on Turkish Airlines to Singapore. So that's another benefit of living here in Panama, that you have a great jumping off point and you can save a lot on your travel expenses. Family, yes, we have family in the U.S. We love them, but and one of our families from Texas was just here for 2 weeks. They got to do everything that they possibly could. And they said, next time, how about we just don't run all over Panama? Let's just stay at the pool. So we figured that was a good trip for them.
That's beautiful.
Great.
I know you don't have much time, so we just let you know that this
Oh, here's
area
a great question for you guys. In your area, they say you travel a lot, and I showed them where the heck you live. So how do you get to the airport?
mostly by bus. It'll only cost us about $6.50 per person one way to get to Panama City, and then we either take an Uber, or a friend of ours that lives in Panama will pick us up and take us over to the airport or to a hotel near the airport where we can get a shuttle. But we do have a car, so if it's in Panama, we can drive as well. And we have driven to Panama City for travel as well.
Have you taken any of the Chatre flights? Isn't Air Panama there 4 times a week?
No, we have not.
We have not.
But we know that they're there.
We know they're available, but
it's cheaper to go on a bus and enjoy the trip.
We can have more money for once we get on the trip if we take the bus to Panama.
That's true. And you're going on a 30-day cruise from Singapore to LA, you're going to need some cash.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right on. Cool.
Anyway.
And monthly expenses, we'll tell you. We have a 3-bedroom, 4.5 bath condo, 2 stories. We have it's a townhome in a complex of 30 townhomes. So the maintenance is taken care of, the exterior maintenance. We don't have to do any of that. We have a 100,000 gallon saltwater pool that's a 3-minute walk from our unit. And then we can go past the pool and take another 2 minutes and go down to the beach. The beach is mostly deserted. You can walk out to the beach, and if you look left and look right and you see one person each way, that's a crowded day at the beach. And it's a very nice, shallow, swimmable beach. We have many people here in the complex that swim in the ocean. We prefer the saltwater pool ourselves. So our total monthly expenses, including utilities, rent, everything that we can possibly think about, is about $1,000 a month.
That doesn't include food or
doesn't include food, but I'm talking about the basic house, utilities, electricity, housekeeper, etc. Food, we spend about the same. I do all the cooking. We spend about all the same amount of money on food that we would in the U.S., but we eat fresh. There's a place in Chitre called the Merca. We get a dozen eggs for $2.20. I get pork loins, a 7 or 8 pound pork loin for $12. We get fresh caught shrimp for $3.50 a pound. I mean, they're flipping around. They're not the frozen kind. And we have several big supermarkets. So everything that we possibly need or would want, we can get. If we can't, there's always Amazon.
There we go. Right on. Super. I got a question about your beach. How's your beach for swimming?
You can definitely swim at the beach. There are probably in the complex when the Canadians are here. This is basically a winter place for Canadians. Right now, there's only 5 of the units that are occupied. The Canadians will be down here in December and stay through April. Half of them go to the beach. We have a couple of neighbors that live on the other side of the wall in homes, and they go to the beach and swim. So it's a swimmable beach.
Great. Got any questions,
That
Oscar?
is gorgeous.
We're going way overtime, but no one's leaving, so that's not.
Sorry about
No, I mean they got covered all the most important questions about the whole area.
Yeah.
what.
We've been through several cars. The first 3 cars we bought, we could have bought, if we'd saved all the money that we spent on those first 3, we could have brought a brand new Toyota Hilux. So we now tell people, use somebody like Oscar, somebody that knows the cars. Don't go cheap, and don't import. 9 out of 10 people that import a car wish they had not. Cars are very different in Panama than they are in the U.S.
Yeah, that's one of the things. It's always better to get the vehicles that are easier to find parts and do maintenance in the country.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
Is my sound making a lot of background noise, Oscar?
No, that I can notice from here.
It's raining really hard. I can barely hear anything.
Oh,
It's just started to shower, our first shower of the day.
I have my headphones, so I have perfect
Well, you
sound
should be
from
able to hear
everything.
the sound. Okay, no, I just didn't know that I needed to mute. Well, Miguel and Connie, as always, thank you very, very much for joining us. You're truly good friends. You don't have to promote us because you never went on our tour. So,
we went on Oscar's tour, another tour.
oh yeah, you've been with Oscar on other tours. Yeah.
You have an idea what it is to be on a tour with me?
Yeah.
Yes, and it's great.
But you've seen people, 12 years, you've seen people come and go from here. What advice would you give someone who's thinking about moving to Panama?
Oh, I always,
Number one thing.
Well, first take the tour.
Okay.
I always say, tell people, give it at least 6 months. I mean, this is a beautiful place, but give it come down here. And I know some people buy, but come down here and rent. And maybe a few months in one area and a few months in another area to find out, because there's so many different places and so many different climates throughout. And we're considered the dry area, even though we had a huge storm about an hour before we got on. Maybe that's what's wrong with the internet. But always check it out to see what area you would even like to live in the first place, and then be flexible. Panama is still not the United States or Canada. Okay, so it's a different culture, and if you're flexible and can accept whatever is coming along, you'll do great.
And the people are wonderful.
Yeah, Panamanians are just wonderful. We've always enjoyed learning about the culture, and the people are just so friendly. It's not like we're from California. It's not like there where people won't even speak to you if they don't know you. Here that everybody's saying hello or buena. I mean, buena, buen dias, smile. It's just very, very, well, as they say, tranquilo.
Right on.
Tranquilo.
Cool. All right, guys. We thank you for joining us, as always. I haven't seen you guys in a couple of years. I'd really like to get down there again shortly.
We'd love to have you. We do
Oscar
have.
sees you all the time, so that's great.
We've got a room with a full bath and its own private balcony.
Woohoo.
Anytime you,
Yeah, I feel very inferior. All these guests we interview have 4, 5, 6 bathrooms. I have one. So, I got a nice hotel across the street if you guys want to come. I'll get you a room.
Oh,
okay.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank
for
you so
joining us.
much.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah.
Look,
As
and
we
looking
end
forward
our-
for, yeah, but let me just finish that. I'm looking forward to see them. And yeah, we're so lucky that we have friends like them.
Yeah, no kidding, yeah. Just a couple of last minute cleanup issues. Several of these people have mentioned their pensionato discounts. It doesn't matter. This is from Cynthia in June, Oscar. It doesn't matter what visa you come on, Cynthia. And when a woman reaches 55 and a man reaches 60, they get the pensionato discounts. So since you're not 55 yet, Cynthia, you'll have to wait a few years. But then you can get your discount once you're 55. You don't have to have the pensionato discount to get the discount on airlines. You got to be a specific age.
Rod was getting discounts since 10 years ago.
Who was? Well, I was not.
You.
I only started getting them this year, guys. This is my first year. And now people don't believe me that I'm 60. Okay? All right, guys. Again, we are retiring Panama Tours, guys. Come with us. Make your move easy. And
Also,
less
remember, yeah, but I also wanted to clear to add it said this is our company provides a service that is just not to retire. It's for anybody to look in Panama for a new beginning, for a new start. If you're about to retire, or if you're about to start a new journey with your family, your kids. I'm a former expat with a raising family and kids in Panama. So it is possible for everybody. It is possible to relocate to Panama, whether you're about to retire, whether you have kids, whether you're about to want to start a business, invest in Panama. Here we are for you, and we can definitely facilitate. And main thing is to introduce you to the country, to the culture, and anything that we can help out to make the transition to a very beautiful lifestyle here. Just wanted to add that.
Right on. Hey, Annette, people garden all over the place. In Boquete, for people who want to garden, they just put up a greenhouse so they can protect so they can control the water. But yes, I've seen people in the Esquerro area with big gardens outside. No problem there. All right, guys. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, everybody, for your precious time, and I'm looking forward for next Thursday.
See you guys next week. We have the big general Q&A where we answer any question anywhere in the country, anything you want. Sign up now. Go to the site. Click on the link that I'm going to send you again right here. This will add all our Q&As to your personal calendar.
Remember to follow us on our Facebook page, YouTube channel, and Instagram on the Retiring Panama Tours.
All right. Bye, guys. Bye, Oscar.
Bye, Rod.
I can't hear anything. It's raining so hard.
Oh,
I'm going to end it.